Hi, welcome back to Style by Esther and our Drag 101 series, well my Drag 101 series. And today we're doing our Drag 101 finally on eyes. My name is Esther Rix, a makeup artist and drag queen and wig stylist located in Melbourne, Australia. And I've been teaching you all how to drag makeup, how to do drag makeup. And today we're finally getting to the most important part, really, I guess you could say, eyes. So we're going to go and do what I would say is my sort of like go-to eye, but also I'm going to show you how I used to do it, and I've recently done it a little bit more, and that's using tape to get a nice clean line out of this here, and it's a lot easier. And the method I'm going to do my eyes first, and I think for someone who is beginning and starting out, it's probably better to do your eyes first, and then you don't need to worry about ruining your base foundation makeup that you have just spent a lot of work on. So clean face, and we'll do our eyes first and then do the rest. As you can see, I've shaved my brows up a little bit more. I was going to shave them all the way off, but I still like to have a little bit of a guide personally myself. If you want to learn about how to do the brows and do the brows from scratch without anything, with no brows completely shaved off, go and watch the brow video. But otherwise, I wanted to do a nice thin brow. So normally I have half it off and I have a bit more brow, but I thought I'll trim it down, and I took it off a little bit of width as well. And I want to do, I've been really loving Serenity St. Laurent's brows. She's a drag queen in Perth, or they are a drag queen in Perth, I'm pretty sure. Her drag persona is a female character. And I really love their makeup, and I like the really thin brows. So I'm going to try a really thin, pretty brow. And we're going to do, you'll see, this a smoky kind of eye with pinks and oranges. Probably pink, orange, yellow. That's what we're going to do. So let's get started. Alright, first, we need some tape. This is just generic Scotch tape. The one that's, I don't know, I call it Scotch tape, but it's not even, Scotch is a brand. But, the tape that's sort of got a film on it. But any tape, really. Anything sticky and straight, great. So, bit of tape on under each eye. And I like to just use the corner of my, outer corner of my eye as a guide to go up. Same as you would if you would, when you're drawing a wing liner on. And then you can just sort of look in the mirror and adjust if you need to. But don't worry if it's not exact, because you're going to blend it out later anyway. I've already done moisturizer on my face and all that, but that's all. I'm going to start by doing my brows. So you know how to do brows by now, so I'll be back with brows. Okay, there's the brows. You can actually go ahead and just do your whole forehead if you want to, and then finish from the bottom, the rest down from your eyes, from the bottom. From your eyes down later, but I've just covered it out. Roughly, we'll go through and do that later, but that's unimportant for this video anyway, and for the purpose of what we're doing. So I've got my white base cream. I'm just gonna blend that out a bit. I thought I'd show you this process. And that was sort of part of the brow video anyway as well, but obviously you want a nice white base for your eyeshadows, and especially right under the brow, to give you maximum contrast. So when you think about drag makeup, and what we're doing is creating makeup also for theatre and for stage under bright lights, what I say and my rule of thumb is normal makeup, but just pump up the contrast. So make your darks darker, make your lights lighter, make your brights brighter, I guess. Crisp white under the brow always looks great, in my opinion. And I'm going to put a little bit on the inner corner of the eye. You don't have to do this right now. I probably don't really need to, because I'm going to end up putting white there later anyway. I just feel like it's good to get a little bit of white in the inner corner of the eye straight away. I don't know, because then everything will blend into that. And let's just put a little bit, this is just my concealer a little bit, any sort of, you can use your base foundation, probably concealer's better, or eyeshadow primer, that isn't white, just to give something for the eyeshadow to stick to. If you think about, obviously eyeshadow is a powder. So if you, let's just, as an analogy I like to say is, if you chuck some powder on a wall, it's just gonna fall off and fall down and dissipate. But if that wall is wet, the powder is gonna stick. So that is why we have an eyeshadow base of some kind. You can use a colored eyeshadow base to match the whatever a cream base to match the powder that you're going to be putting over the top. I used to do that quite a lot when I started, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make too much difference if you just do a blank white canvas, unless you want a color that's specifically really bright. Then you can do that, but otherwise you don't need to use a coloured base under your eyeshadow. Let's blend it out. I've been using these little mini beauty blenders that came in a little set from Morphe, and I really like them for my eye area. Sorry about my sniffling, it's just all of a sudden gone all sniffly. Alrighty, we have some new eyeshadows. I've got the Sugar Pill White and the Sugar Pill Black. I struggle to find good whites and good blacks. This is great. And so you just want a nice white eyeshadow. So this is the shade Taco from Sugar Pill, is a great white eyeshadow. Great white eyeshadow. Like a great white shadow.
Eyes roll over white.
How interesting, and I'm Australian. Flat brush. Make sure your brushes are clean. Just, mine aren't. Yeah, my brush is not clean because I'm what? Lazy. I should clean them. But yeah, cleaner brushes deliver a better result. Depends on if you do the same eyeshadow all the time. Doesn't matter. I'm rambling. Let's get on with it. So I'm going to pack on, just under the brow, the white eyeshadow, just to get this set and white before we blend too much up into it and then it goes muddy. Because if this is already white and set with a white shadow, it's going to stay white. Just the very edge, under the brow. Start at the arch and all the way to the tail. Alright, what are we going to do? We want pink and we want orange. I think we do pink to orange, maybe to yellow. That would make sense. You'll understand at the end. Well, you won't see it all. But go look at my social medias, at my TikToks and my things, and you'll see the full look at the end. No, am I going to have the full look at the end? I'll show you the full look at the end. I might as well, hey? Oh, let's start with the James Charles palette. Yes, he's been cancelled once again, but as I've said before, the James Charles palette is a great palette for drag and for any makeup artist, and if you're starting off, it's got pretty much everything that you'll need. So in regards to your shapes for your eye and what you can do, I normally use about 3 colours, minimum 2 colours, 3, 4 colours, well, plus black, plus white, and then a few colours. I start with like the colour that you want your overall eye to be, which is going to be pink, and then we're going to blend it out into an orange and a yellow probably. But mostly I want the eye to be pink today, so I'm going to start with that. I'm going to pack it on the outer corner, and then I'm going to bring it up to create a new higher socket. Bring it pretty much to the brow. We're going to carve this out in here a little bit later, So a little bit of a, what do you call it? Oh god. Cut crease. A cut crease. I don't do a full-on cut crease, just a little bit in the inner, and you'll see, and I add glitter and stuff. But yes, so pack it on, and then we can blend it out from there. One suggestion as well, I know, a lot of people do makeup tutorials and they just do one eye and then they're like, oh, I'll do the other one off camera and then the other eye. But I think, in my opinion, for ease and as a makeup artist, it's best to go back and forth between the eyes. So I'm going to go and now do the pink on that side, and then we'll blend them out, and then we'll add the other colours to the other side, and we'll, go back and forth. That's the best thing to do, and that way you can replicate exactly what you've just literally done on the other side, on the other eye, rather than doing the whole eye and then having to start over again on the other side. Not only it'll be harder to match it up, but you might forget exactly which order or which process you've done it in. Okay, pink. That's pink. Brilliant. You can get another brush, a clean brush, or just dust off the brush you're using onto a tissue, paper towel, whatever, just so there's no minimal product on there. And we're going to blend this out. Well, let's start back here, I guess. Just circular motions. Don't go too far at one go, just to soften. Circular motions, and then you can sort of just whoop, windscreen wiper like that. And also, if you want to blend it, you can sort of like pull it this way rather than going this way and then risking you keep going. Just go a little bit past where you put it and pull it backwards, because there'll be a little bit of product on the brush. Cool. Now we need to add another colour, so I think we're going to go orange and then we'll go yellow. So I'm getting a new brush. This brush is already a little bit orangey. Better if you could have a clean brush. Please use a clean brush. I don't have that luxury. Alright. Just going to pack it on a little bit, but then blend it, and that'll blend into the pink. Fabulous. And then a bit of yellow. If you do have a dirty brush and it's not very clean, get as much as you can off on your tissue, then go a few times into the colour you want, dust it off, pack it in, dust it off on the tissue again, put some more on, and then you know that all of that now is all yellow. So even if there's some other colours still a little bit in there, you won't really notice. Alright, this is just a light dusting at the very edge. All right, now we need some darkness. We need black. So I'm going to go in with black, obviously. This is the black from the Sugar Pill. I used to use, or I still will use, the primal color from NYX. This is a nice cheap one. Sugar Pill isn't expensive either. This is a palette, an empty palette that you can buy. You can buy a 6 or a 12. I've recently got the white. I got 2 white, 2 black, and these 2 colors, and then I'll just go to fill it up as I feel like it. But yeah, Sugar Pill, very good. Cruelty-free, vegan, and all that stuff, I think. Now, you cannot do a drag makeup eye without using black, in my opinion. You need that contrast for the stage, and to add, just to change the shape of your eye, and to add those shadows, you need some black. And I'm gonna do black, and then maybe I might need to blend it in with some purple. But yeah, so we're going on the very outer corner. As I said, this is my go-to sort of smoky drag eye. And we will go through and do other types of eyes. For the a drag 101. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, you know, obviously a wing, or I'm sort of thinking maybe I do want to do a series where I follow other drag queens makeup tutorials, and then that way I can be learning at the same time as you, because to be honest, my makeup has evolved and changed a lot over the years, but I don't really push myself as much as I probably could when it comes to my own makeup. I think it'd be a good challenge to try other drag queens, most probably the famous ones, tutorials, and see how that goes. So if you like that idea, leave a comment down below and let me know if you want me to do that, and then I will. Yeah, so we've packed it all in the corner, and then I'm going pretty much the same place, almost into all the way into the brown, but really lightly, to create this blackness. Don't worry about the fallout, because we're going to take the tape off, we're going to clean up everything underneath, and it's going to look amazing. And that's the great thing about using the tape. You don't need to worry about any fallout at all. Right, I'm just taking this in a little bit to the inner corner. Very nice. Depending if you have a hooded eye or not, you might need to change the shape, but it's going to be a smoky eye and we'll blend it out later. But the main thing is pack it on the very outer corner here. Just pack, 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 push, push, push. And then don't get any extra black. Just pull what's there across. And then we're obviously going to blend that up into the orange and stuff. Probably with some more pink because I've pretty much covered all the pink up. Right, with a bigger fluffy brush, grab a bit of pink on the brush to blend it with. So to blend, I like to grab a little bit of whatever color you're trying to blend to. This brush is probably a bit too big. I've gone back to the black brush. And just do little circles. This is what people say, trust the process. So blend that blend the black. Black is blended. Now we need to go back in with some of the other colors. Just to liven them back up a bit. And now we are ready to take off the tape. Oh, this is a great moment. Ready? Watch this. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Instant wing. And this is a way of doing a wing without having to draw a wing. If you just use black eyeshadow, and look how crisp that is. That's why I never bother drawing wing. Mainly because I have a hooded eye and I have to do some weird fucking Batman eyeliner shape. Plus, it's so much easier just to use black and blend it out. In my opinion, it looks prettier. You know, obviously my aesthetic is classic, elegant beauty. So I go for pretty. If you don't want to go for pretty, do something else. It's all up to you. All right, now let's clean up underneath. So now that you've got all of your, the bulk of your eye shadows down, and all of your black mostly, we'll add some other black to the bottom and whatever, but we need to do now the rest of our base and all that stuff. So I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and do my contouring, base contouring, and I'll be back in a jiff. Okay, look at this, we're back. It's so much better once everything else is on, and it just all makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, my nose is really fucking up. I'm gonna get some nasal spray actually, give me a moment. Don't sit cross-legged on office chairs for 2 hours. Not 2 hours, but it's been about an hour. Okay. All right, so now we have to finish this off. So we're gonna do the under eyes with the same colors that you've already been using, and then it's pretty much adding some glitters, lashes, and that's it. But, so now, under eye. I like to go in and do black first, just on the very outer corner. And this really, if you get a good strong black eyeshadow like this, you can take it onto the waterline as well. Just do it really light with a little brush like this. You can take it onto the waterline without having to use like a cream liner or an actual eyeliner or an eyeliner pencil or anything like that. And because it's quite pigmented, it'll stay. Now, dust that off. We're gonna blend that out. And into the inner corner, really softly. Now, take your other colors with your other brushes. I think I'll do a bit of pink and a bit of orange. If you take like load the color onto one side of the brush and then use that side of the brush. That didn't work out as well as intended, but rather than just swishing it all around and using the whole brush if it's a big brush. Otherwise, just get a smaller brush, I guess. There's some drongos outside doing something. I don't know if you heard that. But yeah, blending this black out. A little bit of fallout there. Before you do anything with it, don't like wipe it or swipe it. Get a big fluffy brush and go really quickly. And that should just dust it right off.
Dust. Anybody? No?
Rather than like going, oh shit, and then touch it with your finger, and then the heat from your finger actually pushes it in, and then it looks even worse. A bit of orange. Obviously, this is where you can get really creative with your eyes. You can do whatever you want, any colors you want, any shapes you want. You can take it up really high and go like that. I think I'll do some Drag 101 eyes on more like a specific period, like 1920s. Like that's a fun one with different eye shapes that you can do, and is a good basis for certain looks. Right, you can see that on my eyelids it's a bit shitty where the black isn't really sticking on. So if you have an issue like that, which I often do, it's just because it's a bit, by the time I get to putting the black on, it's already too dry. Like I said, it's like throwing powder on a dry wall. It's just gonna fall off. So you want to add some moisture, and this is just some black cream from the iMagic palette. Just a black cream shadow. This is a cream. It's not even a shadow. It's just a black cream of some kind. Just right on the outer corner here. Because we really want that to be super black. I'm going to blend it out with a glitty brush. And set it all with a black powder. Make sure now that, because we've got all of our base here, make sure you tap it off quite a lot. You don't want fallout at this stage, definitely. Well, especially of black. Just taking this black in onto the lid, you can see where it sort of wants to go. That's where my lid naturally sits. So I like to put black there because it's gonna end up smudging and creasing there anyway. You can see this very inner corner too. But yeah, then that sort of doesn't run. When you know, if you're looking straight forward, you can't see it. Depends on your eye shape as well. Now we need to reinforce the white on the inner corner. Maybe we'll add some of this extra pink that's looking really lovely on the center, and then we're going to put glitter over the top of it. I just remembered that I said I was going to do a cut crease, which I sort of am. I'm just going to reinforce the white here. And cut that in like that. Ooh. And blend it in with that pink a little bit. So not like a full all the way across cut crease. I don't know what's on it, but it's cleanish. And just make sure that inner corner is nice and white. We can put a little bit onto the bottom now in the inner corner. Let's add some glitters. I've got a go-to glitter, which is from Crayolan. This is like a white holographic, really super fine, which I love for my inner corners. I do like to put a little bit of white shadow down first, just to make sure it's lovely and white. So let's put a little bit of white shadow down first to make sure it's white. Where is the brush that I used for white shadow? Gone. That's the one. Alrighty, because we put powder there, it might not stick as well. You can use like glue. I'm just gonna rehydrate it a little bit with a sticky licky finger. Little brush for glitters. If you're doing this all on yourself, only it doesn't need to be sanitary, then you can lick your brush. Just about pick up the glitter putting that all over where we cut this crease in and over the pink a little bit, and that sort of adds some sparkle and blend it all in. I have another one which is called Glamour Sparkles Noble. This is so pretty. It's like a white shimmer powder kind of thing. I love to add a bit of that. It adds a bit of extra whiteness, extra sparkles. You can see that. Look at the difference there. And I like to add this to my white under the brow because it's not like full on glitter, but it adds a little bit of a nice sheen. Look at that. Lovely. Dust the excess off. Big fluffy brush. And now all we need is liner and lashes. So let's put a bit of mascara on. So next up is mascara. I have quite straight out lashes. So I like to use a curling mascara. But as long as you have a mascara that's black, that's all that matters. You're going to be adding giant lashes anyway. I like to make sure to get mascara on the inner lashes here, because that's most likely where you're not going to actually have the false lash, and you really want that to blend in with the false lash. In regards to eyeliner, I use a water-based eyeliner. Water-based, water-soluble liner from Suva Beauty. This one's called Grease. Obviously, Grease is black. You can either put your eyeliner on before or after. Recently, I've been putting it on after I've done put my lash on just to blend it in. But I'll show you with this eye look. It's quite a pretty soft, smoky eye. If you have an eyeliner pen, a texture, a liquid liner, all the same. But I just find this one, a water-soluble one, it's gonna last forever. And two, I just like to be able to use a brush. My own brush. This is just an artist, really thin artist brush. So just on the very inner corner and blending into the black that's there. That's all you need really. If you want to go further and draw a whole wing on over the top of this, you definitely can do that. But for what I want it to look like, I just do this inner corner, nice and thin. And I used to, sometimes if I'm feeling like I go in and draw some false lashes. Sort of a trick of the eye. And no one would even know that they're not actually part of the false lashes that you're wearing. And it opens your eye up even more. And it gives you that expression without even having to do anything. Because I loathe wearing super heavy giant lashes, which you'll see. That fucked up a little bit, but from afar, who knows? Who'll tell? No one knows. That's one thing you gotta remember as well. This makeup is not meant to be viewed at, this distance from somebody else. You're going to be at least a meter from someone. You're going to be in a club. It's going to be dark. You're going to be somewhere. When it comes to doing drag in the daytime, that's when you can maybe put a little bit of extra time in and make sure it's nice and soft. But otherwise, you're on stage, you're under lights, and it's the best saying. But good from afar, far from good. Doesn't have to be perfect to look good. So don't stress too much about every nitty-gritty things and getting too close and like, oh. But in saying that, I still do make sure I have a really good lighting setup, good lights, nice mirror, so you can see what you're doing, and your makeup will, if you can see better, your makeup will end up better. It seems common sense, but some people do makeup with down lights in the bathroom, and good lighting helps. That's a tip. I guess we should go over lashes in the eye makeup video. I've recently been using these ones, which I got from the Blue Hydrangea Be Perfect set. When it comes to lashes, you need to make sure that they're not too long for your eyes. And yes, you may think, if you're an AMAB drag performer and you're doing your eyes, you may think, women's lashes are made, you cut them down because women have smaller eyes, but no one has eyes, well, some people do have eyes as long as the actual lash. I always suggest make sure you trim the ends off. If you don't trim the end off, that's when your eye can look droopy. You don't want no droopy lash, right? So take the glue of your choice. I personally use a latex-free glue because I react to latex on my near my eyes. So a little bit of glue and just squirt it along the edge. Not too thick. Lashes really is just practice. It takes time to get the hang of lashes, and don't be discouraged. If you can't get it the first go, if you need help, ask for help and get someone to put them on for you. But yeah, so a little bit of glue and then let it dry for a little bit. Whether it's this kind of glue or like a duo. So duo is what most people would use for a lash glue. Let it dry and get a little bit tacky. And that way you're not going to drop it on and it's going to slip and slide around everywhere. You can better drop it on and it sticks straight away. I guess I could do my lips while I'm waiting. Lips are done. Lashes are ready. Let's pop them on. Now I, as I said, have quite straight lashes. So I like to curl my lashes before I put them on. Some people have naturally curly lashes. And some people do a little bit more straight. So if you feel this is necessary for you and if it helps, lift your lashes up. I suggest learning how to curl your lashes. Pretty easy, just whack it on, squish it down and then bend your lashes. Now, all we're doing, plonk it on in the middle and then we can get some tweezies to push the inner corner in and the outer corner. But as I said, I don't use giant lashes, so once we get to future videos, maybe I'll do, if I do maybe a Trix Mattel face or something like that, we'll have to use big lashes and we can learn about big lashes together. But I like, these are really lovely and I've used them a few times now. But yeah, lashes is really a practice makes perfect kind of thing. Takes a little bit to get the hang of hand-eye coordination. But as long as you've got something that gives you some lift, that's what you want. That's what I love about these, because they're really light to wear. They don't feel like you're wearing huge lashes. And as you can see, it gives a really lovely look. They're nice and long, they really curl up, and that's what I want in a lash. Especially with my fuckety eye, this eye that droops and always looks like I've got a wonky eye. Alrighty, and we're done. That is the Drag 101 on eyes. The first eye one, my go-to shape that I like to use. But as I said, you can get creative, watch a few other videos of other people's different eyes and find which eye you like for yourself. If you would like to subscribe to us, please subscribe for more drag related, creative related, crafting, creating videos. And when you do subscribe, please hit the bell button to be notified when we do upload a video. If you'd like to join us on our Patreon, you can join us on Patreon to learn wig styling, but most importantly to support this channel. We do have an Esther's Starlets tier, which is just for people like you who would like to support our channel and our social medias, but don't necessarily want to learn about styling wigs. So over on the Patreon, we have our Wigs 101 series. And here we are gradually growing our Drag 101 series, and we've finally got to a point where we've done brows, brow blocking, base foundation, we've done lips, and now we've done eyes. So you've got all of basic knowledge to do a whole face now. So I'd love to see what you guys come up with. If you want to send me, the results of watching my Drag 101 series to my social medias, that'd be lovely. If you have any ideas for what you would like me to do in the future, please leave a comment down below. But other than that, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye! And here's the full look. I totally forgot that I was going to show you that. Here's the full look for this evening. I've had a few drinks now, and I'm on my way to Proof. So, love you. See you in the next video. Oh, of course it's a heart. dirty corset.